Welcome to a deep exploration of one of history's most captivating figures. Cleopatra, the Queen of Egypt, is a name that continues to resonate through the ages. Join us as we unravel the mysteries surrounding this remarkable woman. Cleopatra was born into the Ptolemaic dynasty, a Greek ruling family that had held power in Egypt since the death of Alexander the Great in 323 BCE. Despite their Greek origins, the Ptolemies adopted many Egyptian customs to solidify their rule. Cleopatra, born in 69 BCE, was part of this lineage. The Ptolemaic dynasty was notorious for its complex and often tumultuous line of succession. Rivalry and power struggles among family members were common. Cleopatra's path to the throne was complicated by these internal conflicts. Cleopatra received an excellent education, becoming fluent in multiple languages, including Greek and Egyptian. Her intellect and charisma set her apart from her siblings and peers. Cleopatra's opportunity to ascend to the throne came in 51 BCE when her father, King Ptolemy XII Auletes, died. According to tradition, she was supposed to rule alongside her younger brother, Ptolemy XIII, who was only 10 years old at the time. However, Cleopatra's ambition led her to assert her authority. A power struggle quickly erupted between Cleopatra and her brother. Cleopatra, seeking to consolidate her position, sought support from powerful figures within the Egyptian court. One of the most pivotal moments in Cleopatra's path to the throne occurred when she formed a relationship with Julius Caesar, the Roman general and statesman. In 48 BCE, she famously had herself smuggled into Caesar's presence rolled up in a carpet, where she successfully negotiated for his support against her brother. Cleopatra's alliance with Caesar led to a conflict between him and his political opponents in Rome. This ultimately culminated in the Roman Civil War, during which Cleopatra and Caesar's relationship deepened. Cleopatra bore Caesar a son named Ptolemy 15 Philopator Philometor Caesar, commonly known as Caesar Ion. This cemented her connection to Caesar and the future of her dynasty. After Caesar's assassination in 44 BCE, Cleopatra returned to Egypt, where she sought to maintain her power and protect her son's interests. She aligned herself with Mark Antony, one of Caesar's top generals. Cleopatra's relationship with Mark Antony grew into a powerful political and romantic partnership. Together, they challenged Octavian, later known as Augustus, for control of the Roman Republic. Cleopatra, having returned to Egypt after Julius Caesar's assassination, met Mark Antony during his visit to Alexandria in 41 BCE. Their first encounter, often depicted as dramatic and seductive, marked the beginning of their relationship. Cleopatra and Mark Antony's alliance was both romantic and politically strategic. Antony, a powerful Roman general and one of the triumvirs governing Rome, saw in Cleopatra an opportunity to secure Egyptian support for his ambitions. In 34 BCE, Cleopatra and Mark Antony held a lavish ceremony known as the Donations of Alexandria, where they declared their children as rulers of various Roman territories. This move was met with outrage in Rome, where it was seen as a threat to the traditional Roman power structure. Octavian, another member of the Roman triumvirate and a rival of Mark Antony, used Cleopatra's alliance with his political foe as a pretext for war. In 31 BCE, the Roman Civil War erupted, pitting Octavian against Antony and Cleopatra. The decisive confrontation between Octavian's forces and those of Antony and Cleopatra took place at the Battle of Actium in Greece. Despite Cleopatra's presence with her fleet, the combined forces of Mark Antony and Cleopatra faced defeat due to internal conflicts and Octavian's superior tactics. Following their defeat at Actium, Cleopatra and Mark Antony retreated to Alexandria. Realizing that their situation was dire, Cleopatra famously tried to negotiate with Octavian, but her efforts were unsuccessful. As Octavian's forces closed in on Alexandria, the situation became increasingly desperate for Cleopatra and Mark Antony. In a tragic turn of events, believing that Cleopatra had died or would be captured by Octavian, Mark Antony committed suicide. Upon hearing of his death, Cleopatra also took her own life, famously through the bite of an asp, according to historical accounts. Cleopatra's death marked the end of the Ptolemaic dynasty's rule in Egypt, and Octavian became the uncontested ruler of the Roman Republic. Egypt was annexed as a Roman province, bringing an end to the pharaonic era. Cleopatra's alliance with Mark Antony and her ultimate defeat by Octavian continue to capture the imagination of historians, artists, and storytellers. Their story remains a powerful symbol of the intertwined forces of love and politics, ambition and tragedy. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the life and legacy of Cleopatra. Be sure to subscribe and stay tuned for more explorations of history's most fascinating figures.